Today we are going to check out an old iron furnace, and this old iron furnace is called Keller Furnace. It's in the George Washington National Forest, and there used to be a town here, but because we're in a national forest, I can't metal detect it. But I wanted you guys to see it because there's a lot of them actually in this area, and these all date to anywhere from the mid 1700s to late 1700s to very early 1800s. They're all really old. And this one, there's no signs. I'm going to show you. I mean, here's a parking lot. It's really just a pull off on the road. There's nothing here to indicate anything out here. But we're going to walk down this path. I'm going to show it to you. And the only reason I know it's here is because I trout fish, and there's a trout stream here. And I ended up coming across a book, and it was authored by, I don't know, son or grandson. It's probably a grandson. And his book is his childhood memories of this valley and of the workers in their homes and the store that they used to have up here and the superintendent's house. And it's all down in here. It's gone now. I can't exactly get to it because some of that's on private property. I want to show you the iron furnace. As a kid growing up in the Appalachian Mountains of West Virginia, it was not uncommon to stumble upon old ruins from the past and marvel in amazement at the craftsmanship of these huge stone structures and wonder about the people who built them. To us, they were as grand as any pyramid in Egypt, and yet we knew more about them than these. They were then and today a testament of human engineering in the development of the wild frontier. There's a stone there, and in this area right here, as we walk, I'm going to show you, there used to be houses in here, and you can still see some of the foundations and some of the cellar holes. See, this used to be a plaque here. So I honestly, some of this stuff is so taken over by time, I don't know what's here anymore. Iron production required 3 ingredients: iron ore, flux, and charcoal. Ignition of the fuel for smelting iron ore occurs after placing these 3 ingredients in the furnace stack. Miners dug the ore by hand, hauled it by horse-drawn tram over wooden tracks to the furnace stack. Molten iron flowed into a trough and connected to smaller troughs at right angles, resembling a sow with her pigs, thus the term pig iron. When you think about it, what things found on a farm and in a kitchen were not made of iron? Here's another old plaque. You know, it's a real shame that the George Washington National Forest doesn't do anything to this area. And where we are, it's real remote. It's probably why they don't, because not a lot of people even know this stuff is here. And so they just don't maintain it anymore. And I've actually called them about it, and there is a forest warden who comes over here, but he doesn't maintain the trails, and there's no one maintaining the trails. There's no one maintaining the signs. This stuff's fading into history. It's just history being lost. But I'm gonna walk you on, because this trail right here, we're actually coming on to an old roadbed. And this roadbed is going to lead us to the actual iron furnace. And there's a lot of iron ore deposits in these mountains. And this is the mountain range right between Virginia and West Virginia. It's littered, literally, with iron furnaces all up and down this mountain chain. They're everywhere. And they're just sentinels in the forest. And a lot of them are just hidden back in the woods. And if you didn't know where they were, you'd never find them. I know you guys think I talk a lot. That's okay. But this is a history channel. And, you know, I want the kids to know and learn, besides you adults, because you probably already know. But I want, you know, my goal is to teach people lost and dying history. And to me, this is lost and dying history. Okay, here we are. You see this? And there used to be a catwalk out here. Can you see the furnace right there? Isn't that cool? They used to drop in the rock that had the ore in it. They drop it down in the top. And you still can see it. I'm going to pull some of this up. We're going to go down there. We're going to take a look. There's big piles of it down here. But this here is all dug out. This is all dug out. And this is where they used to have their stockpile. They'd bring their stockpile here. And they would take it across right there and drop it in the top. Again, you can tell the trail's not maintained. It's just an abandoned part of the national forest, in my opinion. But we're going to come up on it. Can you see it there in the distance? This place is huge. Okay, here we are. Here we are. Isn't this cool? Isn't this cool? This is awesome. This thing, man, it's over 50 foot tall. And I don't recall the year this was built, but I do believe it predates, let me bring you where I'm at. I do believe this predates 1820. Okay. There's a good perspective of it. And it just amazes me that this iron lintel is still holding all of that stone above it. And looky here. Look at this. Look how thick that is. That's about, that's about 1.5 inches thick. Very, very heavy. Very stout. Look at this. Can you see that? Isn't that awesome? And I don't know if you can see up there. There's a way out right up there. So they would be blasting, all of the iron here, and they would just keep putting wood and stuff in here and getting us all heat. And I don't know if the ore would fall down in here or if this is where the smoke went out. I'm not sure how these things operated, but here's another big piece of iron. It's heavy. See that? Here's another chamber. Look at that. So, you know what? I think actually they would put the fire in here and it would pull through, and it would act as a bellows. And look how thick that lintel is. That's about 4 inches thick, pure plate iron. Now, I wanted to tell you guys, you old timers already know this stuff, but the young kids don't. The importance of iron back in that day. Iron skillets, horseshoes, nails, pots, pans, all of that stuff had to be made close to where the pioneers lived. And a lot of times these ingots, they would make ingots like this here. They would make these ingots and they'd put them on rail cars and they'd ship them over to Baltimore and Washington, D.C., where they would be melted down and turned into artifacts that were usable for, city dwellers, families working in the kitchen or on the farm. So all of that industry, this was kind of like the very first industries in the mountains. And this is what brought people into the mountains. And we're talking mid to late 1700s here. The very first industries here besides trapping and hunting was these old iron furnaces. This is an old spring. The water would come in here, trickle down through here, went down through this channel here, right down through there. That's a tunnel. And maybe in the wintertime, we'll come back and go down through there a little ways. This forest that you see here used to be an active settlement site. A lot of people worked here, a lot of happenings, a lot of things going on. Okay, my sister brought me some of this. I'm going to take this and show you guys. This is some of the glass slag. It is a byproduct. And, you know, I found this too on the ground. It's big and heavy, big piece of iron. And so, when you guys see us metal detecting, and you see us pulling stuff out of the ground that's old iron, and a lot of the detectors and a lot of audience fans don't really like seeing that kind of stuff, because they want to see the buttons and the coins and the buckles. But I like seeing this kind of stuff, because to me, it's tangible, and it speaks of places like this. And it speaks about the men who made this stuff, the industry that produced this stuff, and how important and vital it was to the development of our country. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but there used to be an informational plaque there, one there right behind it, and this is an old slag pile right here, and there's another informational plaque right there, and you can see the iron furnace right there in the background. There isn't any signs on these now. There's no one that visits this place now. Not many. And I'd say that probably very few people even know this place exists. You'll see there's a lot of this. See this iron? See that? It's real heavy. Real heavy. And this is a byproduct. And this is iron. This is iron ore. It's very, very heavy. Very, very heavy. Look at this plant. It's pretty. You guys know what kind of plant that is? Get in there. You guys know what that is, please let us know. All right, here's the stream. Now this is a trout stream. It is a native brook stream, but there's also rainbow in here, and there's brown trout in here. And that's how I actually found this place, by fishing this little trout stream. Okay, it's hard to believe that anything, I mean, this is real small. It's hard to believe that trout actually survive in a little tiny tributary like this. But they do. The road here, this road here was the main avenue going down towards the superintendent's house, and where the bulk of the town actually stood was right down this road right there, through those pine trees. I want to show you something. Do you know what this plant is? It's called touch-me-nots. You know why it's called touch-me-nots? Why? Because it produces little pods like this, that when you touch them, they explode. Now, I don't know if this is ready yet, because they typically aren't ready until in the fall. And if anything comes into contact with that, like a deer or an animal, it pops. So if you squeeze this, see how it just popped? So they call it touch-me-nots. I think a building stood right here. And let's take a look. So we're on top. There's a level area here. It's level this way. There was an old building that stood right here. I think it was an old mill, maybe? I don't see any road coming in here, do you? So it was right against the mountainside, right there. I don't know if you guys can see the wall. It goes out through this way. You see out through there? Clearly man-made structure. All right, Renee, what do you got here? It's full of stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's full of stuff.
Would you unzip that? Let's see what treasures there are. Man, look at that. They're brand new.
Yeah.
What? That's odd to find that down here. I wonder. Okay, I feel stuff in here. Is that stringers? A stringer? No, oh, must be in this pocket. Here, unzip this one right here. Right there.
Wow.
Yeah, stringer. Rope stringer. Man, that's so weird to find that.
This is full. I can fill it down in here too.
All right, let's see what else is in here.
Oh, first trout when he caught it. Oh no.
Got some lures.
Wonder what happened to the guy that had it, huh?
Got mangled by a bear. Did you get mangled by a bear? We're so far up in here.
Ooh.
Look at that. Hey, man. That's some better treasure than I found out metal detecting. Feel something there. Pliers. Look at that. We'll restore it. You can't open them now. They've rusted, so it's been here a while. We'll fix that. We'll put some oil on that, and we'll get that working again.
Anything in there?
You see, you got. Oh, you know what?
Yeah, looky here.
Looks like he fell in the fire.
Oh, it does look like it fell in the fire, doesn't it?
Yeah, I wonder if he fell in the fire with their license. You know
That's
what?
what it looks like.
This is weird.
That's
I wonder if there's someone missing. Yeah. Okay. This is someone's license. I'm going to find out whose this is, and I'm going to contact them.
Yeah.
We'll find out. We'll find the mystery, won't we? Okay, I'm about out of battery, so this is going to conclude our little adventure. Hope you guys had a great time. See you guys later on the next episode. I'm not going to go over the name. There's actually two names in there. There's two licenses in there. The names that were on those licenses, I did look up. I called everyone that I could find on Facebook, Google, internet, and I could not locate these individuals. I don't know who they are. I don't know where they live, but I could not find the owner of this vest.